the reviewer, the review, the reviewer, the reviewer, the reviewer, the review, the reviewer, the reviewer, the reviewer.
What's going on, y'all? The reviewer is here, and I'm back to give y'all this Kingz called Part 5, Kings of the Underground. Y'all should know who Kingz is by now. If you check out the last review I did of his, it was Part 7, the next episode. And then you had And Off My Chest album, and there was another one. I can't remember what, but I'll put those in the description box for y'all to peep. This tape came out around 95, 96, and I believe this is when JC was in Memphis performing, making beats and stuff like that. So this is the real tape right here. And this was originally released under Playalistic Entertainment. This is the reissue one with Trill Hill Tapes, which was released in 2022. All right. So the features you can see right here is Misfit, Old Man G, and JB. And Kingz was the only one who made the beats for the album. All right, so let's go with the songs now. Let me zoom this in. Should be able to see it. All right, so the first one is the Kingz intro. It starts off very eerie with a dope beat on there. I mean, this track went in, man. Even though no one's rapping on here, the beat goes in. Down for Whatever. This is a JC solo, but this track goes in, man. I love that beat. Very dark sounding. JC come through with some really dope vocals, and he's rapping a little fast on there. And this is one of my personal favorites off of the album, man. Like, he goes in on this thing. Then Enter Misfit. Now, I believe this is when Misfit first came through on the scene, and she doing a little rapping, you know, with a nice verse. The beat is solid, and she come through with some really nice vocals. It's not a long track. Peep these lines. This is Old Man G. This is an amazing track right here from Old Man G, and the beat is really nice, and he comes through with some really dope vocals on here. This is another one of my favorites off of the album, man. I feel like this song deserves like a music video or something like that, if possible, because this song was ahead of its time. Like, I love the track. I love the vocals, man. You can't go wrong with that. And then the other next tracks is some instrumentals, which is dark and creepy. You know what I'm saying? Then Penny Ass. That's the next name of the track. This features Old Man G, and he comes through with some really nice vocals. The beat is kind of dark as well, and the lyrics that he's spitting on there is thinking of a come up and stuff like that. But it's a really nice track. Down for Whatever remix. This is another dope track. This is pretty much the same beat from the original Down for Whatever. This one features Old Man G. He comes through with a really nice verse. JC comes through with a really dope verse. He goes in on this verse, man, on the song. This is another blazing track. If you like the original one, this one is just as good. Now we're on side B. So Enter JB. This is a really nice track from JB. Now, I heard a few lines on there that y'all may be familiar with. You know, I'm not going to say what song it's from. I know, but if you hear the song and you're familiar with the discography, you will know where the lines are from. But it's a solid beat with some really dope vocals from JB. I wonder if he's still locked up or not. I'm not too sure if he is, but I don't know. The next one is the Kingz beat, which is really nice. It's a nice little instrumental. Take a Ride, M-Town. Now, if y'all familiar with this song, Kingz came with a couple of versions of this track. I believe this is the original one. He came out with this, and then he had one on part 6, and then he had one on part 7. So I believe this is the original version. But this beat is pretty nice. He came through with some pretty good vocals on there. It's pretty much the same vocals as the same one from part 7, just with a different beat. For players only, now this track is pretty good. It's solid. It's a laid back beat. JC went through with some nice vocals, man, and he's flowing pretty fast too. He's rapping kind of fast on the verses. When I heard it, I was like, oh man, I was blown away. And you got to understand, man, this is back in 95, 96. You know what I'm saying? So he comes through with some really nice vocals, and the hook is nice too. Then JB remix. This track is pretty good. It's JB with the same vocals, like the same verse, but it's a different beat. And it has a nice little background sound to it. And then JC comes through on the second verse and goes through with a really good verse to end it off. Pretty much as an outro, he giving shout outs and stuff like that. And then Penny Ass remix is the kind of the same similarity as Penny Ass, but except they have a second verse on this one instead of just one. And it's a different beat too. And this features Old Man G. So he comes through with some pretty good vocals. The beat is pretty solid. It's a nice way to end off that album. So that's it. That's all the songs that I review for this album. To rate this, I'm not going to give it a rating. Seriously though, this album is pretty good from King JC. I feel like he was just starting off to find his sound and everything that went with the productions off of here. And it's a good little introduction to those that may not be familiar with who Misfit is, or JB, or Old Man G. I really like this tape right here. This is probably one that I can listen to and just chill to it, you know what I'm saying? This is not an album you dance to. This is something that you can just lay back, kick to, or if you want to just be in some deep thoughts listening to these beats, because it's on some psycho sounds type deal, you know what I'm saying, on some of them. And then there's some songs that you can really sit and think about the issues that we've been dealing with around that time period, and possibly to this day. This tape is not on the stream, so I would probably peep it out on YouTube. I think on YouTube is the full length of it. And or if you want to pick up the tape, you know, the tape ain't too hard to find. I think you can be able to get it out there. With that being said, shout out to King JC for coming out with a nice tape. I enjoy it, especially if you're in like the underground Memphis sounds back then. You would definitely love it. So that's it. Shout out to all the features there, Misfit, Old Man G, and JB. Much love to the real folks, and I'll be on here back with another review. All right, peace out, guys.